Welcome back to Be Anchored 4-Week Pilates Challenge. Day 3 of week 4. You are so close to the finish line. In today's class, we're doing a sculpting class and particularly focusing on those glutes. So my absolute favorite class is the sideline series. So of course we're gonna have to bring that in. So lie down, grab your mat and let's get started. So starting in a sideline position, so remember we need to push that top hip away to create that little gap between the floor and the waist. You're going to have the legs stacked. Now, I don't mind if you bend that bottom knee for extra stability, otherwise both legs are going to be straight as we start with that straight leg raise. So we breathe out to lift, in to lower, breathe out to lift, in to lower. You really control this movement so you're really still in the trunk. If you are a bit wobbly, there's a few options where you place the fingertips down on the mat. You can bend the bottom knee. Now, if you're feeling really strong in your final week, you're absolutely welcome to grab a band and place that around the legs. Now, that does cause a lot of extra resistance, but it is really, really good and really, really effective. But I also find that you really just don't need it and your body weight is certainly enough. 4 more here. As we warm up the glutes, slow it down a little bit, draw the belly in, switch on that powerhouse. And last one, and relax. You may feel it a bit crampy, so tap it out if that is you. Now, just for a bit of fun, I want you to write your name in the sky. With your leg, of course. So, if you have a short name, you're not off the hook, you have to write your surname. And I'm done. When you're done, you're welcome to continue. Clam 2 with a kick out. We're going to lift the knee, the ankles up towards the sky and open the clam and sweep back. We don't have too many here, so come along with me. Extend, heels together, knees together. Leave a centimeter gap before you open and close. So good. Draw the belly in. You're so strong. Keep it strong and controlled movements. And we have 2 more. And finish strong on this last one. And tap it out if it feels a little bit tight there. Okay, drawing rectangles. So we lift the leg up away from the midline. We sweep the leg forward, down, sweep back and up. Sweep down, forward, sweep, up. So you keep, if yours looks like a bit of a square or even a bit of a circle, don't worry. You're still trying to activate that glute muscle. It might feel a bit wobbly. I want you to check that bottom knee though. So you can definitely bend that bottom knee. And I want you to keep that bottom knee really, really, really still. Let's reverse. 8. And 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Well done. You are so strong. Tap it out. Amazing. Certainly not easy, so they definitely feel a little bit crampy. Ready for our hot potato. So we sweep the leg forward and internally rotate as we pulse, pulse. We sweep back and pulse, pulse. We sweep forward, pulse, pulse. We sweep back, pulse, pulse. You're still trying to get the height of that leg, so lift it up high before you pulse, pulse. Lift it up high and pulse, pulse behind, forward and back. So good. Let's do 3 more. Keep the leg high, I can see it dropping. 2 and 1. Amazing. Tap, 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 tap. Mini circles from the hip. So we lift the leg high and circle around. 8 each way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tap it out. It's definitely feeling that cramp now. I can feel it too. Okay, back to that clam 1, so without the kick out though. Keep the ankle on the mat. Let's open the clam and close without fully closing. You're leaving that centimetre gap and then lifting again. So we close and lift. Good. Now you do have the option to lift the ankles up towards the sky, and that just changes the angle a little bit. So play around with what feels good for you. Otherwise, keep those ankles on the mat. Take it really slow, nice and controlled, nice and slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and give it a tap-a-roo. Okay, we have 2 more on this side. So let's do a clam 3 where we lift the knee off the mat and the ankle just floats up. Now, if you want, you can leave that centimetre gap so you're not fully relaxing into it. Otherwise, you can rest into it. Just make sure that you're not feeling this in the ankle area. And 8, 7, breathe out to lift. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Last exercise on this side, circles from the knee. So with a 90-degree, we're going to circle that knee around. The imagery that I like to think about for here is that the shin has the paint on it, and there is this imaginary canvas in front of the shin, and we're trying to draw a circle with that paint. 2, 1, and reverse. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Woohoo! I'm just going to stretch that out before we do the other side. So that beautiful hip opener. Now that might feel enough for you. Otherwise, bring that knee into the chest, drop the tailbone down, and feel that beautiful stretch in the hip. Okay, you guessed it. Let's roll around and do the other side. So we'll start with a straight leg raise. So rest the head onto the shoulder and push that top hip away as we lift the leg and lower. We lift the leg and lower. Now you have a couple of options here. You can straighten both legs, and that's going to force you to really switch on that powerhouse. You can place the hand onto the hip. Again, that's forcing you to be a little bit more controlled in that powerhouse. You'll notice if you have stability, the knees bent and the fingertips are in front of you. So you have a play around with what feels good for you, but we may as well get a core workout while we're doing the legs as well. We breathe out to lift, in to lower. Check the shoulders are down and back, and check that you've pushed that top hip over so you have the little gap between the floor and the waist. Let's do 3 more here. And 2, and 1, and tap it out if that is good for you. Clam 2 with a kick out. We open the clam, we sweep back, ankles together, knees together, keep going. Remember your option, you can place a band in between your knees or around your knees, so that adds a little bit more resistance, but you probably don't feel like you need that, especially after doing the other side. And check the shoulders. If you want to, keep a centimetre gap in between the knees so you're not fully releasing, fully relaxing. So good. Let's do 2 more clam 2s. Keep the knee high. Last one, make it the best one. Extend strong leg, heels together, knees together, and tap down. And hot potato. So we lift the leg high, we sweep forward, tap, tap, sweep back, tap, tap. We sweep forward, tap, tap, sweep back, tap, tap. You can always sweep further forward if that feels good for you. It's going to be a lot harder, but try to keep that leg really high as you sweep back and tap, tap. So sweep forward, tap, tap, and sweep back, tap, tap. Sweep forward, tap, tap, sweep back, tap, tap. Breathe through it. I know you can do this. You are so strong. You're way stronger than you think you are. So really push through, breathe through it. I know you've got this. Let's do 2 more. And last one. And tap it out if it feels a bit crampy. Coming into our circles from the hip. So we extend the leg long and we circle around from the hip joint. Remember, the top trunk is really, really still, really trying to keep that bottom knee super still, and we use the powerhouse to control that. 3, 2, 1, let's reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, nice and controlled. 4 to go. 3, 2, 1, amazing. Tap, tap, tap it out. So it does feel a bit crampy here, but it's really good to lift that booty. Keep the ankle down. Now we'll do the clam 2. You do have the option to keep the heels up towards the sky, but you probably don't need it. That is the option, of course. The other option is to keep a centimetre gap in between the knees. So again, you're fighting that resistance. And I particularly love that because it slows me down so I don't fully just collapse down with my knees. So slow, slow, slow it down. Trying to keep that muscle in tension for longer. You really want to squeeze your heels together and you want to squeeze the butt before you even move it. And that's where you get a little bit more strength out of this movement. Let's do 3 more here together. And 2. And 1, and you're so strong. Tap, tap, tap it out. Bending the knees so the shins are in line with the mat. This is a clam 3. So imagine there's a piece of string from the knee all the way up to the sky, and I want you to lift the knee off the mat and the ankle just follows. If you do feel this in the shin or the ankle, then you need to just shake it a little bit, and again, remember to lift from the knee. We breathe out to lift, in to lower. So remember, you can keep that centimetre gap and then lift again. And the common error here is sometimes we try to make a really big lift. It's actually 45 degrees if you can lift from the hip. It's actually not a huge movement. Nice and slow, nice and controlled, breathing out to lift and in to lower. Our second last exercise. Two, 1, and release that muscle. Final exercise, we'll do our circles. So let's lift that knee and circle. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stretch that glute out. We might actually come into this high pigeon stretch. So if that one feels good for you, otherwise you have the other option to lie down on your mat. And changing legs. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, go lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, stay down, let's pulse. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, bit lower, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Amazing. I just want to honor you. I want you to actually be really, really proud of yourself. This is not easy. This is what is challenging. You should be celebrating. So I want you to come and say hello to me on the Facebook community group. Tag me in your social media posts to hear from you. Have a good day.